Marcus Carter was a man who had built his entire empire from absolutely nothing. A self-made CEO, a powerhouse, someone who had defied every obstacle, broken every chain, and crushed every odd thrown at him. But tonight, none of that power, none of that success, none of those billions mattered, not even a little. As he settled quietly into his first-class seat, ready to unwind after yet another long day of business battles, something unexpected happened. A flight attendant approached him, her smile polite but stiff, like it had been rehearsed too many times. "Sir, I'm sorry, but there's been a change. We need you to move." Marcus looked up, brows furrowed. "Move? What do you mean move?" he asked, confused but calm. That's when he noticed it. A white businessman already sliding smugly into his seat, wearing a smirk like he owned the whole plane. Marcus' name was on that ticket. He had paid for that seat. He belonged there. But in that moment in their eyes, he didn't. He took a long, controlled breath, his jaw tightening. They had no clue who they had just disrespected, who they were about to humiliate. But oh, in the next 5 minutes, their entire world would flip upside down. So keep watching because this was about to get real. Marcus Carter wasn't just another tired passenger. He wasn't some businessman hoping to climb the ladder. No. He was the CEO of Carter Tech, a billion-dollar empire respected around the globe. Tonight, he wasn't flying for leisure. He was en route to finalize a game-changing business deal. Dressed sharply in a tailored suit, exuding a calm, effortless confidence, he had arrived early, boarded first, and had settled into his first-class seat without a fuss. That's when the flight attendant reappeared, voice now firmer. "Sir, I'm afraid we have a VIP guest who needs a seat. We've moved you to economy." Marcus blinked, stunned. "I am a VIP guest," he said, his voice even but edged with disbelief. The attendant's eyes flickered, briefly uncertain, then she straightened. "I'm sorry, sir. This is not up for discussion." Before Marcus could even process it, the so-called VIP, a white man in a designer suit, swaggered up without even looking Marcus in the eye and sat down in his seat like he belonged there all along. No apology. No explanation. The attendant even smiled at him. That smile? That was the spark. Marcus clenched his jaw, so tight it hurt. He had dealt with racism before, many times, but tonight, they had crossed the line. They had chosen the wrong man. He stood his ground. "I paid for this seat. Why should I move?" The flight attendant's smile vanished. Her expression turned cold, almost threatening. "Sir, either you move, or we will have to remove you from the flight." Passengers nearby started to whisper, some glancing over their shoulders. A man in economy shook his head in disbelief. A woman nearby pulled out her phone quietly, already recording. Marcus could feel it. The moment wasn't just about him anymore. He wasn't only standing up for himself now. This was bigger. He exhaled sharply and took a step back. "Fine," he said, voice cool. "But I want a name." The attendant blinked. "Excuse me?" Marcus calmly pulled out his phone. "Your name. And your supervisor's. Now." Her face shifted, nerves creeping in. The white businessman, who hadn't bothered to look at Marcus before, finally glanced up, sensing something was off. "Just let it go, buddy," he muttered under his breath. But Marcus wasn't letting anything go. Instead, he made a call, his voice steady, controlled. "Get me the head of customer relations. Right now." The attendant's posture stiffened. The supervisor arrived, looking annoyed, ready to brush it off, until Marcus tilted his phone toward the speaker. "This is Marcus Carter, CEO of Carter Tech," he said loud enough for the row to hear. "Your airline is about to learn what happens when you discriminate against the wrong person." The cabin went dead silent. Minutes later, the gate agent came rushing onto the plane, looking visibly panicked. They knew now. Another call had already gone out, to the airline's CEO, a personal acquaintance of Marcus. "Mr. Carter, we are terribly sorry," the agent stammered, eyes wide. "There was a miscommunication." "Miscommunication?" Marcus repeated, voice cutting like ice. "I was humiliated in front of an entire plane because of the color of my skin." Because your staff thought I didn't belong in first class. That's not a miscommunication. That's discrimination. The flight attendant, now pale as paper, tried to step forward. Sir, I was just following. Save it. Marcus cut her off sharply. He turned to the supervisor. Who trained your staff to treat black passengers like second-class citizens? The supervisor swallowed hard. We will handle it internally. Not good enough, Marcus said, shaking his head. He pointed to the woman still recording. That video? It's already being shared. The world will see exactly how your airline treats its black customers. Tense silence. Then, the gate agent cleared his throat nervously. The CEO has ordered a full investigation. The crew responsible is being removed immediately. And just like that, the flight attendants were escorted off the plane. The supervisor's badge stripped away. Before the flight even took off, the airline's official page posted a public apology. They announced new anti-discrimination policies and mandatory staff training. Finally, Marcus sat back in his seat. The same seat he had paid for. He had won. But it wasn't just about him anymore. By the time his flight landed, his phone had exploded with messages. People thanking him, strangers sharing their own stories, black travelers telling him how often they'd felt invisible, ignored, unworthy. And that video? It went viral. This wasn't about one seat, one flight. It became a conversation the world couldn't ignore anymore. If you felt something while hearing the story, if it made you think, made you reflect, don't forget to hit that like button, share this video, and subscribe for more powerful real-life narratives. Tell us in the comments, what would you have done if you were in Marcus' place? Also, where are you watching this video from? Drop your city or country below. We'd love to know. Your support helps bring more stories like this to light. Take care. Stay aware. And never stay silent.